Hey friends, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about keeping food fresh. I had somebody message me on Instagram and she said, Lissa, today I had to throw out $100 worth of fresh produce because it just was rotting in the fridge. Help me, I don't know what to do. How do you keep your food fresh? So we're going to talk about that in this video. Thank you so much for joining me today for day 4 of Veganuary. We're going to be talking about keeping your produce fresh and actually eating it, eating what you buy. But before we begin, please check out our ebooks. We have over 700 raw vegan, oil-free recipes across all of our ebooks, and they're all 40% off right now with code RAWFOOD40. The link is in the description box below as well as right here on the screen. So check that out if you're looking to add more raw food to your diet. You do not have to be a raw vegan to enjoy more raw meals. Get that hydration, get that fiber variety in. It's so good for you. So check those out. But yeah, let's chat about keeping food fresh, our produce. Now, I remember back in the day when I would throw away a lot of food because you go to the grocery store and you're all excited because you want to eat healthy. It's like Sunday and you're going to start again Monday and you're going to buy all this healthy food and you're going to eat it and it's going to be great, right? We go to the grocery store motivated, and then when we get home, we're tired. Maybe we had a pizza in the freezer and we're like, let's just put the pizza in the oven for today. We'll start tomorrow, right? And then tomorrow comes and there's other things and stress and blah, 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 and we get takeout or whatever. And then the food sits in the fridge and it just sits there and stares at you and it's like, hey, eat me. You bought me. You wanted to eat healthy. Why aren't you eating healthy? And then at the end of the week, we throw a lot of it away because we never ate any of it. And then we are like, oh, well, now I gotta go shopping again, and we go again, and the whole cycle continues. And I've been there. I've definitely been there. And when you go raw or vegan or whatever, you're always going to have some form of food waste. You're never going to be 100% perfect with the food that you buy, but you do learn what you need to buy and what you're actually going to eat. So first up, we need to plan our meals. And I know I talk about this over and 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 over again, but it's super important to plan your meals out. If you don't plan your meals, then you're going to be winging it and you're going to be eating whatever you feel like at whatever time and potentially missing out on all the foods that you did buy that you wanted to eat. And this is the thing. In life, there's always going to be a sacrifice. No matter what choice you make, there's always a sacrifice. So any choice you make is neutral. It's not good or bad. And it's a sacrifice because if you choose the pizza, you're sacrificing the health of eating the other stuff and you're sacrificing those fruits and vegetables, possibly throwing them out if you constantly choose the other thing. And if you choose the fruits and vegetables, then you're sacrificing the immediate gratification of eating the pizza. So there's always going to be some form of sacrifice. The key is to take a step back and look at it with a neutral mind, no emotion. What do you want for your life? Do you want instant gratification? Then go for the pizza. If you actually want to eat the fruits and vegetables that you actually wanted to eat when you bought them, then do that. It really takes that awareness and taking a step back, and this takes practice. You can't just all of a sudden overnight be really good at taking a step back and really looking at things neutrally. It takes time and practice. That's why they say there's a transition period, because the transition period is actually the practice period where you're actively practicing to make different choices so that eventually when it's a habit, then it's a habit and you don't have to think about it. It's just kind of a normal default. But that only comes with time and patience. So planning out your meals will really help you to always have fresh vegetables because you're going to be going shopping just for what you plan on eating, not for what you're going to kind of wing it, just whatever, right? Of course, we want to have spontaneity in our life, and that's totally fine if, some nights you want to choose something off plan, but write down the plan and try to stick to it as best you can, because if you are writing a plan, then that is what you want for your life. So if you want that for your life, then it's ideal that you do the thing that you want the most for your life, right? We want both things. We want the instant gratification and we want the long-term goals. So it really boils down to, what do you want more? So ask yourself, what do you want more? And if you really want to be eating a healthful vegan diet, then follow the plan that you put out for yourself. Write those meals down. It's so important. So buy only what you need, not what you think you're going to eat. That's why we need the plan, so that we buy what we need to make the plan work. Instead of, oh, I think I'm gonna eat these apples, and you buy a big giant bag of apples and then you just don't eat the apples because they're not part of your plan and they're not part of your routine. That's the strongest thing with habit, is that once it becomes a habit, then it's automatic, it's autopilot. We don't think about it, we just eat an apple every day because that's just what you do every day. But it takes time to build those habits, practice. So buy only what you are going to eat, not what you think you're going to eat. So if in your plan you have an apple every day, buy only 6 apples. Don't buy a big gigantic bag thinking you're going to eat them all. Buy only what you plan to eat. This is going to really help you save money and save you from throwing out too much because it went bad, because you thought you'd eat it, but you didn't have time, or you had other things that you were eating. Like if you buy a big bag of apples and a big bag of oranges and a whole bunch of bananas, you might not be able to eat everything. Maybe you had some dragon fruit and some pears and some mangoes and all kinds of other fruit that you bought, and you're like, whoa, I bought way too much. I thought I'd want to eat it, but now I don't know if I can, right? So make sure that you buy only what you know you're going to eat throughout the week based on your plan. That is why I really like my meal planning app. It's a web-based meal planning app that you can enjoy. It's at www.rawfoodromance.com. It's $5 a month or $50 a year, billed quarterly or yearly. And this app will actually generate for you a 5-day meal plan every week. You can add day 6 and 7 if you want, but it fills up breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day for 5 days, so Monday through Friday. Again, you can add Saturday and Sunday if you want to, but those 5 days it generates, and then it populates a grocery list based on those meals. So you don't have to think about it. Just take your app, log in at the grocery store, buy everything that's on the list, and then just make all the recipes in your meal plan. You can swap meals out if you don't like a flavor of something or what have you, or maybe a fruit isn't in season. You can swap those out, or you can add your own recipes to the app as well. So that again is $5 a month or $50 a year if you want. It's billed quarterly and yearly at rawfoodromance.com. That's a great way to start adding more raw food to your day, because all of the meals in there are raw and we add new recipes every month. Really helps you to zone in and learn about the grocery shopping. Another tip that I have for grocery shopping is to shop more often. So in order to only get what you need, it's easier when you shop more often. And I know this can be inconvenient, but it's a lot better, and you're gonna save more money because you're not overbuying thinking you're gonna need it. Plus, the benefit to shopping more often is that things are fresher. You're not shopping once on Sunday and hoping that your lettuce is still good on Friday. It's not going to be as enjoyable as it was on Monday or Tuesday. So shopping 2, maybe 3 times a week is better. We find that that works really well for us. We normally do a bigger shop on Tuesdays. That's our shopping day. So we'll go to like Costco and Winco and 99 Ranch and La Bonita and all kinds of other places. We'll do the whole loop, Whole Foods or Sprouts or what have you, and we'll get what we need the most and what we know we're going to eat, because we've been eating this way for so long. We already know what we need to buy and what's going to last us. And so we don't overbuy too often. I mean, it does happen. Again, no one's perfect. We're not going to 100% avoid food waste, but it does dramatically go down when we only buy what we need and when we shop more often. So we'll go on Tuesday, normally is our big shopping day, and then sometimes Nate will go out maybe on a Friday, maybe if we need certain things, like we need cilantro for something, we forgot cilantro or whatever, and then he'll pick up cilantro, maybe a couple more bananas. Maybe he'll find some other things that we could stock up on, maybe more tomatoes or mangoes or what have you, but he'll go out for a little one on around Thursday or Friday, depending. And then we like to go out on the weekends. If we do a big hike on, say, Saturday or Sunday, we will go to Whole Foods or Winco or whatever to grab a couple extra things on the way back from our hike. So we try not to go out too often unless we really need to. And we do our big shopping day on Tuesdays, and then another day like either Friday, Saturday, or so, Sunday sometimes. But yeah, shopping more often is a really big plus because like I said, it's gonna save you money, you're only gonna get what you need, and you're going to be getting fresher stuff. Then you're gonna wanna do fridge or pantry counter check-ins with yourself and plan your meals according to what you have left. So if you are looking in your fridge and you're like, oh, I have that kale, I need to eat that kale, and you had, say, a Caesar salad planned that night, add the kale to your salad so you make sure that you eat that. Working on rotation is really important, and doing those fridge check-ins is really good for saving money and making sure that you actually eat everything that you did buy. So if you bought, say, an extra case of tomatoes and you're like, oh shoot, like I need to eat those tomatoes, then in your meal plan, then maybe add more recipes with like a tomato-based marinara or raw tomato soup or something like that to make sure that you eat the rest of the tomatoes. Or for example, if you bought extra heads of celery, maybe you're going to have more celery salads and stuff like that, just to make sure that you eat those. And also making sure that you get enough variety into your diet by including all of those other things that you buy and making sure that you're eating what you actually buy instead of just saying, oh, well, I'll have that tomorrow. Because let's face it, we are amazing procrastinators. We really know how to procrastinate on all kinds of stuff, not just diet. We're really good at it. So when we say, oh, I'll eat that celery tomorrow, you're probably not going to eat it tomorrow. So when you see the celery and you're like, oh shoot, I need to eat that, include it into your next salad or that salad right there. You see it in the fridge, just pull it out and start chopping it, making sure that you get those in as well so that you're not wasting that extra food. Learning to rotate your fruit is really good too. Again, do those counter check-ins. Go to your fruit counter and check on your fruit. Like, you know, touch them, see how they're going. If the bananas are spotty, make sure that you have those ready to go for your next smoothie, or if they're too spotty, then freeze them for an ice cream. And that's another tip that I have too, is that when you have extra food that you're like, oh shoot, I don't think I'm going to be able to eat this in time, just chop it up really quick and throw it in the freezer, because you can always add the fruit to smoothies. You can add different vegetables to raw soups or stews. Like if you have too much asparagus, just chop up the extra and put it in the freezer. If you have too much celery, for example, like we talked about, chop that up and put it in the freezer as well, because thawed celery is so good in a raw soup. It's nice and soft and it's delicious. Carrots as well. Carrots are a great one that you can chop up really finely and freeze for raw soups and stews and chilies and that kind of thing. Or if you have a juicer, we don't have a juicer, but you could just juice that stuff too if you really have to make sure that you use it all, because it's important to use the stuff that we have, so make sure that you get that done. And finally, one last tip before we close out this video is to get yourself some green bags, green boxes, or green fridge liners. And there is a link to the green boxes and stuff. It's Debbie Meyer's green boxes that we like to use to preserve our stuff. Green bags we take with us shopping, and we'll put things like green onions and kale and stuff in there. It really helps to extend the shelf life or the fridge life of our vegetables and our greens specifically. We also have these really cool fridge liners. They're like neon green, but this technology they have to help keep fresh food fresher in the fridge is really cool. So we have these fridge liners that we put in the bottom of our crisper drawers, and we also have them in the bottom of our fridge too, just to keep the food a little bit fresher. Even if it's a day or two extra, that helps, especially when you're eating a load of fruits and vegetables like we do. It's nice to have these little extra bonuses to help us to do that. So again, you can go to Lissa's list. The link is in the description box below. Just click on that list. It's gonna take you to a Google Doc where I have all of our favorite stuff. So there's like books and movies and skincare and makeup and microgreens things and all kinds of stuff. So you're gonna be able to find those green things. We have kitchen tools in there too. So it's like a massive list of all the cool things that we like to use. So go check that out. Again, the link is in the description box below. So head on down there. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for joining me, and it was a pleasure to share. Hope you are enjoying the Veganuary so far and making compassionate choices in your life. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can click the little bell and it'll send you a notification whenever I post a new video. And you can also still get the 40% off any or all of our raw vegan recipe ebooks. There's over 700 oil-free raw vegan recipes, including burgers and tacos and soups and stews and curries and chilies and all kinds of yummy stuff in our books. There's appetizers. There's also informational books like How to Food Journal for Success. There's Building a Healthy Relationship with Food. We've got Checkmate Your Cravings, a video course. There's all kinds of resources for you on our e-store, and everything is 40% off. So head on down there, use code RAWFOOD40 if you want to get the discount, and grab some of those goodies. Thank you again for joining me today. We'll be back tomorrow for another video. I love you all as always, and fruit on.